Before heading out on a journey, it's a good idea to plan your trip. Otherwise, you may miss your destination and end up anywhere. In other words, failure to plan is planning to fail. Hi, I'm Steve Miller with Community Partnership of the Ozarks, and this video continues to unpack the 7 components of the Strategic Prevention Framework, or SPF model. Previously, we've discussed assessment and capacity building. In the third step, we look at planning. Careful planning increases your effectiveness at changing problem behaviors by helping to ensure that you select and implement the most effective strategies for your community. The investment of time and effort into planning your community's prevention strategies is essential to enact community-level change. To develop a useful plan, begin by prioritizing risk and protective factors associated with the problems you identified in the assessment phase. Risk factors are those elements that increase the likelihood of substance misuse, while protective factors decrease likelihood. Every substance use problem is impacted by multiple risk and protective factors. It's not possible to address all these factors at once. During the planning phase, you will need to decide which factors have a higher priority to address by considering importance and changeability of those factors. Importance describes how a specific risk or protective factor affects a problem. Changeability describes a community's ability to influence a specific risk or protective factor, such as having the resources and readiness to address that factor. Risk factors with high importance related to the identified substance use problems are more likely to make a difference when addressed. It's easier to increase the changeability of a factor, for example by building capacity, than it is to increase its importance. After determining the priority risk and protective factors to address, you'll want to select activities that are proven to be effective to change those risk factors. It can be tempting to simply choose interventions that are popular or easy, or that the coalition may be familiar with. However, it is more important that the activities effectively address the substance use problem and associated risk and protective factors, and that the intervention is a good fit for the community. When choosing appropriate prevention activities, it is important to select programs and strategies that are evidence-based activities, which have been shown to have documented proof of effectiveness. The prevention specialist at Community Partnership can help you with identifying sources for evidence-based programs. An activity has a good conceptual fit if it directly addresses factors driving a specific substance use problem. An activity has good practical fit if it is culturally relevant, the community has the capacity to support it, and if it enhances or reinforces existing prevention activities. To determine the practical fit of an intervention, ask, is this activity appropriate for our community? Once the risk and protective factors are prioritized and effective strategies are selected, the coalition should build a logic model that links problems, factors, activities, and outcomes. A logic model is a visual tool that shows the logic or justification behind your process. Like a roadmap, it tells you where you are going, how you will get there. Prevention professionals use logic models to show connections between problems identified by communities, specific risk and protective factors in a community that are influencing or contributing to those problems, planned activities, and the anticipated short and long-term changes. A well-thought-out logic model will explain why your program or activity will succeed, help you identify any gaps in your reasoning or places where your assumptions might be off track. The sooner mistakes are discovered, the easier they are to correct. It will also help make evaluation and reporting easier since it shows measurable intended outcomes. An effective prevention plan should reflect the input of key stakeholders, including community members. Collaborative planning processes are more likely to address community needs and be sustained over time. The process of putting a decision or plan into effect is implementation, and in our next video segment we'll look at how the coalition is responsible for the execution of the plan they developed. Thank you for watching Helping Everyone Learn Prevention. If you'd take the moment to answer the survey down below in the comment section, we'd appreciate it. If you'd like to learn more about prevention at the community level, please contact Community Partnership at 417-888-2020 or visit the web address on your screen.